Good morning, minions, and welcome to the final episode of No More Mr. Fat Guy TV for 2013. As I explained last week, basically from next week onwards I'll be taking just over a month away, various travel plans and catching up with friends and family. So use the time wisely, and when I say wisely I would suggest probably going through the nomoremrfatguy.com.au blog and reading all the interesting articles there, and obviously catching up with all the videos on the YouTube channel. Now this week there's various news floating around on the Facebook running community. I think some of the notable ones was there's Stephanie Davis of I Run California recently did, I think it was the California International Marathon, I think that's the correct name, was aiming for a Boston qualifying time. Unfortunately just missed out on that, but got a personal best. So well done on that, Stephanie, and you know damn well that next time that's going to fall, so we wish you all the best with that. There are I think there's some news today. I think the Shopaholic runner, one of the many Brisbaneites, announced the secret plans for 2014, that is to run a half marathon. Now what you all need to do is get over onto that page and basically keep dropping the hints that the half marathon will just be a small step towards, or a stepping stone towards running the full marathon, and that probably ought to be penciled in for 2014 as well. What else did I do? This week on the page I actually put out a question for people to tell their stories, or anything interesting that they might have to share, and there were some fantastic responses. Just quickly whip through it. I need to refer to my notes because my brain isn't that fantastic these days because I'm getting a bit old. Jason of the Rogues, actually. Jason has been away from running. The last time he ran was in the Fremantle Half Marathon, which was the beginning of October. That's now 2 months ago, probably just over 2 months ago, in fact. He has been, he's had surgery, had a hernia operation, and has been resting and recovering and posting lots of interesting food pictures and details of his recuperation period online, but has been itching to get back to running, because that's what he loves doing. So he's back to running on Sunday for the first time, as I say, since 2 months ago, and that will also be his birthday. So happy birthday for Sunday, Jason. And as you've noted yourself, getting back into running is going to be the best present that you can give yourself. So we wish you all the best with that and hope it goes well. Now there's a guy, Sean. Sean was an amazing story. You can go to my page, you go to No More Mr. Fat Guy page on Facebook, and you can read the full story. But just briefly, on May the 30th, Sean had open heart surgery. Now he says that he'd been a runner for a few years prior to that. And basically, after he had this open heart surgery, he walked from his ICU unit to his hospital room less than 8 hours after the operation. And apparently that's a lot less than what you would normally expect. Apparently it was tough, but he puts it down. He puts this toughness down and his ability to do that down to the fact that he was a runner, and he told us, "I am a runner. I am tough. I can do this." He was out of hospital in 3 days and was running again within 6 weeks. And then to cap it all off, there was on the 21st of September basically put in a 5k personal best of 21 minutes 56 seconds. That is absolutely unbelievable. That just shows amazing courage, amazing resilience and amazing toughness. So well done, Sean. That's just completely inspiring and mind-blowing. So thank you for sharing that. And then the final one we've got Patsy. Patsy basically said that she started running a couple of years ago after a lifetime of being a couch potato. Now, I read that one. I mean, those first two lines, I just went, "Yep, okay, I'm here. I'm with this one. I get this." Now she set herself a goal of running a marathon. So yep, that all sounds a bit familiar. But she set herself running the marathon before the Disney marathon before she reached the age of 55. Now, apparently in January Patsy's going to be running the Disney Marathon, and then 2 days later she will be 55. So it just goes to show that if you basically put your goals out there, if you set yourself the goals, guess what happens? And so well done on that, Patsy, and look forward to hearing or reading your race recap of how Disney goes for you sometime in January. So all the very best. Enjoy that. The marathon will be a wonderful experience for you, and then enjoy your birthday celebrations 2 days later, because it'll be so much sweeter for having knocked the goal, basically achieved what you set out to achieve. So well done, and we look forward to hearing about it. Now, as you know, every week try and find some kind of topic to talk about. But I think this year, given that this is the final one for the year, and that so much has happened this year, I just wanted to quickly take an opportunity to just have a bit of a review, just really have a look back and reflect on how things have changed. Because 12 months ago, almost exactly actually, because I've got domain names coming up in my email that are due for renewal, domain names that I registered 12 months ago for particular projects that that came out of particular feelings and particular sort of emotions at the time. So I know that it was pretty much about 12 months ago that I was sat at my desk in my day job, writing blog posts, pretty much. Even though I was still sort of, I was halfway through my fitness journey at that point, or the fitness journey to date. I was halfway through at that point. I hadn't really started a serious amount of running, and the real serious sort of the major kind of changes hadn't started kicking in, and some of those bits and pieces hadn't really started coming together. So I was still. Had a lot of the old perspectives, still a lot of the old type of thinking going on, still a lot of the negativity and some of the issues were still sort of there, not pulling me back, but kind of just having to be dealt with. And I was writing articles along the lines of, I'm desperate to get out of here. I'm not enjoying. I hate my job. I'm not enjoying this. I need to basically find a way of getting my business ideas off the ground, up and running within within the next week, bringing in the same amount of money as I'm currently earning in a salary in order to continue paying my bills. And I'm desperate to get out, and I want to get out, and I want to get out, and I want to get out. And the kind of stuff that I've recently sort of just removed from my Facebook and removed by deleting some of the old blogs. But it's just interesting that within the space of just 12 months that I'm now in a position where I'm enjoying my job again, because I can see that while it might not be what I ultimately want to do with my life, and while it doesn't necessarily it isn't the thing that I want to do long term, it isn't the thing that's going to give me the maximum fulfillment and allow me to feel that I've done the most with my life possible. Currently, it serves a great purpose. Currently, it is providing or helping to provide a relatively stable situation that enables me to continue my training, enables me to continue my running, enables me to continue setting goals and then basically working towards achieving them. It's enabling me to pay for race entry fees. It's enabling me to pay for training for running shoes. It's enabling me to pay for gels and all that kind. It's basically it's not the thing I want to be doing in my life, but currently it's supporting me in getting to where I want to be. And that was a very interesting switch in perspective, and that kind of came out of that's been a mixture of some of the running, some of the personal development work. And a little bit of sort of life coaching, personal coaching that was done with a lady called Sandy. And it's very interesting once you start going through a process. You really dig into what's important to you, what the values that you've got, and the things that you're setting out to achieve, and then realising that certain things that you feel may not be currently may not be part of the overall picture, that currently might, they may well be serving a purpose. So, interesting experience. I think just that difference of opinion that I had, or that difference in perspective I had 12 months ago to today, reflects the entire year very, very neatly, very, very nicely, just in one very small example. Now, in terms of the year itself, I mean, basically it's split into the two halves really. The kind of the first half of the year was lots and lots of training. I read something on Facebook yesterday that Brandy over in Canada was bemoaning the fact that she's not currently, that she misses marathon training. And that was pretty much the first half of my year, was basically working towards the marathon. And then when the proper, the full-on sort of 18-week, whatever it was, training program kicked in, that became an absolute focus, and I loved, as much as I didn't necessarily enjoy every second, the weekly long runs and the other stuff in between, basically gave some kind of structure to my training. Was very enjoyable. Forced me to face up to a lot of demons and a lot of issues along the way. Brought a lot of things to the surface, and really helped sort of crack open, sort of the heart of all the issues that are burning away inside, and that all sort of that all happened along the way to the Perth Marathon. Obviously, that was June 16th, and then from that point onwards, so the middle of June, the marathon was done. The goal was achieved. Everything that I'd set, literally everything that I'd set out to achieve from like December 2011 or January 2012, it was basically done. I had got myself from a position where I was completely unfit, completely out of shape, and about maybe a year or two away from a heart attack, to the place where, with the assistance of Brit of Walkabout Wellness, basically to the point where I could take part in and complete a marathon, and that's what I set out to do. The second half of this year has been a little bit different to what I expected, because once that was done, it's almost like all those bits and pieces that have been dealt with or thrown up in the air, or issues that have come to the fore, all these little pieces of the jigsaw started to slot together, and I started to get a clearer idea, a clearer sense of who I am. I started to get a better sense, or I started to get a sense of returning back to who I was before life started kicking in and sort of throwing issues at me from the, as I said before, from the age of about 14, 15. When everything started to go a little bit wrong, when things started to pan out differently to how I was expecting, I discovered I had a hearing loss, and I failed the Royal Navy Medical. Dreams were pulled out from underneath me, and started drifting from at that point started drifting fairly aimlessly through life. So the second half of this year has really been about, in many ways, going back to that point where I was, I was still setting goals and still had dreams and still had ambitions, and life hadn't started sort of hitting me with with a club and trying to persuade me to give up on dreaming. Well, kind of that's how it felt, I guess. So that's been an interesting process, and as part of that, really I've kind of got this sense, a better sense of who I am, and a better sense of what I want to do in my life, and a better sense of. And I'll tell you one thing that I've had this absolute not hatred, but over the years, I've built up this sort of cynicism towards the idea of healthy lifestyles. That the idea that I think there's an old joke that says, if you don't drink, you don't smoke, and you don't do this and you don't do that, and you go running and you drink, whatever it is, do all this healthy stuff, eat salad, you don't actually live any longer. It just feels like it. The implication of that is that a healthy lifestyle is boring. And that a healthy lifestyle, doesn't involve too much fun, too much excitement. And the sort of flip side of that is that a fun lifestyle is one that's comprised of drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, partying hard, going out, enjoying yourself, enjoying yourself in the clubs and the pubs and all that kind of stuff. Basically, the thing that we're all told, or we all kind of learn, is the way to spend our weekends from a very early age. I know that, when I was in my late teens, I was kind of itching to start getting to the pubs and itching to start being old enough to get entry to the clubs and stuff like that, because that was just what everybody was doing. Look, not everybody, it was just everybody that I knew was doing, and everybody that around me, my peer group were doing. And I think that's what the vast majority of us end up doing. And kind of the myth is that that's really how you spend your life, that you go to work and you really you spend the week working, you earn your money, and then at the weekend you spend it on partying and you spend it on drink and you spend it on cigarettes and whatever. This year I've discovered that you can get at least as much enjoyment and at least as much buzz from taking part in a running event, which is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, there's no way on this earth that I would ever be the person saying that. But I have so much more energy, so much more love of life, so much more enthusiasm, and so much more zest through drinking water, eating more salads, eating much better food, thinking about what I'm eating, actually making, if I'm presented with a piece of chocolate cake and somebody's got a birthday morning tea, I'll think about it. My decision may well be to eat it, because I still like eating nice food and still like enjoying myself. But I have to make that decision, is it, basically, yes, I can do it on this occasion, but if I'm faced with maybe my 5th piece of chocolate cake in the day, then the decision is, no, you probably shouldn't eat that because you've already had a couple of pieces. But being healthy doesn't mean that you stop enjoying life. And as I say, I mean, through running this year, I have met a whole load of new people. A whole new circle has opened up to me, and that's offline and online. Now, initially it was happening on Facebook, and this Facebook running community opened up shortly, literally like the week after the marathon. I'm not quite sure how it was hiding from me before, but suddenly this whole new world opened up, and I was talking and basically chatting with all kinds of people from around the world, who some of whom have been running all their lives, some of whom are new to running like myself, some of whom are just taking up, and some that basically have used running to overcome all kinds of issues in their life. It's been absolutely amazing. I mean, I can't begin to list all the names. I mean, I've mentioned some of them on these videos and on the blog before. In particular, because I'm obviously in the Australian time zone, I would give a massive thanks this year to basically all the runners that are over in primarily Brisbane, but also there's a few scattered around in New South Wales and South Australia, and got the guys over here in WA. I mean, basically the Aussie runners on Facebook, I mean, I cannot thank you enough for the support and encouragement and friendship that you've basically given me this year, well, certainly in the second half of this year. I will give a particular mention to Nick of Running Girl, who basically has been a massive source of support and encouragement, not only for myself. I mean, it's what she does. It's what she does with everybody. Anybody who shows any kind of interest in running, she just loves the fact that people come to running and will be there supporting people along the way. Just full of enthusiasm. Just look at the page every day, and it's just full of positive, and it's full of support. It's full of lots of information and encouragement for anybody that's into running. As well as Nick, there's basically Lynn of Wait and Run. I will mention Lynn specifically because Lynn has just basically started a brand new chapter of her life, having just moved from Brisbane to New Zealand. So I know that you're currently maybe not looking on Facebook and not necessarily checking YouTube videos, but yes, Lynn, all the very best. I'm sure that you didn't expect to end the year heading off to another country. But 2014 is obviously going to be an interesting and exciting time for you, and I hope it goes really well for you. I hope it all works out for the absolute best. And then obviously, just a quick other mention of it, there are, I will mention this Kate of Running in the Rain, who calls me to basically, indirectly calls me to do a video, post a video online of me singing. So I'm not quite sure how that happened. I think it was my own fault actually. Then there's Gretlin, and there's Pauline, and there's look, this is why I wasn't going to mention any names, because there's so many of you. It's going to take all day to thank you. I will really say thank you to the guys in the Rogue Runners Club Australia. That a better bunch of guys and girls you couldn't possibly wish to meet. They put the benefit of others and thinking of others at the heart of their running. They raise money for some fantastic causes. Currently this year it's Believe in Blaze, young Blaze Wyatt. And I've really enjoyed it. I've been for a few runs with them now, and we've even had one sort of barbecue breakfast, and I've done a couple of trail runs with Pete, who managed to get us lost in the day on a day run, but managed to stay on track during the night trail. So there's been lots of interesting new experiences for me that have come in very quick succession through my running, but then branching out and actually connecting with people within the running world. And I think that's an important part of changing. If you make changes to your lifestyle, you make changes to your life, that you do meet people from outside of your current social circle, and it basically broadens and expands your horizons and adds to your life. So these are all fantastic benefits that should anybody make similar changes, I'm sure you'll experience something similar. And I actually want to say thank you to everybody that's contributed their story to the profiles on the website. I basically had the idea of doing profiles of how running has changed people's lives, which in turn has led to the idea of an ebook anthology that will hopefully be coming out early 2014. So anybody that's actually taken the time to write their story, both in terms of answering my questions for the interviews on the website, and for the dozen or so of you that have basically taken the time to write the short story, the sort of the potted history version of your own running story. It's all very exciting seeing it all come together. Some of your stories are so amazing and so inspiring that it's going to change lives. It's going to impact people, and it's going to be a fantastic little book. And that's going to help raise more funds again for Blaze, and also for the Heart Foundation, which kind of leads me on to, I guess, where I was starting to go with, pardon me, where I was starting to go with, how the second half of my year as I've really started clarifying my mission. What is it all about? Why do I make these videos, and why is the blog there, and why am I active on Facebook? And that's really started to become quite clear to me in the second half of this year, that really it's about telling my story. And it's about telling my story not from the point of view of just wanting to say, hey, look at me, how awesome is this? I can go and continue having my life now. I've changed my life, and I can basically continue to have this active lifestyle and continue to reap the benefits and continue to meet some fantastic people and really enjoy that. But I've got this, it's basically burning away inside me that what I've done is nothing particularly extraordinary, in so much that anybody can do it. I'm a perfectly normal, ordinary, everyday kind of person. I'm not famous. I'm not born to a rich and famous family. I'm not this, that, and the other. I mean, I am just somebody who is in my early 40s and was completely out of shape, and basically managed to turn that switch inside my mind and do something about it. And have made some fantastic changes, and started setting goals. And those, the goals now include things like running London Marathon next year, running from Perth to Brisbane in 2015. Yeah, these are just mental, crazy things, and that's not to say that anybody else that makes these changes are going to end up making those same kind of crazy goals. But the fact is that you can. That you can go out, you can make changes, and you can get confident in yourself, and you can change your life, and you can start thinking about what you want to do with your life, and you can start setting goals for yourself, whether they're crazy or otherwise. And that's really that's the videos and the blogs and the Facebook. That's what I'm about now. That's really I want you all, as many people as possible to know and understand that where you are now is not. That's not where you have to stay. If there's any ambition in you, if there's any sort of shadow of old goals that you had, if there's any sort of dim flame still flickering inside somewhere that hasn't fully extinguished yet, if there's any sense of dissatisfaction and a sense of knowing that your life is not what it could be, and that your life isn't what you set out for it to be, or that your life isn't everything that you wish it could be, that really, it can all be changed, and it can be changed. It'll take time for the impact of the changes to come through, but it can be changed in an instant. It can be changed with a single thought, and that thought is simply that you just basically decide that this is not how you want it to be anymore, and that you really can just go out there, and so that's all I'm about. I just want that message to get across to as many people as possible, and I also need to back that up. I'm not going to be able to be somebody with a website somewhere that you can come to and say, fix this for me. That unfortunately, and that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, as many sort of websites that are around there that will try and tell you that they have the secret solution that will fix everything for you, and you just need to sign up to this, buy this ebook or sign up to this course, and suddenly your life will be, everything will be fixed without you doing the work, because somebody else will be fixing it for you. It doesn't work like that. The good news, I think I said this on the blog the other day. The good news is that the power and the control and the power, the decision is yours. It's entirely up to you. That's the good news. It's entirely up to you. Nobody else can determine whether or not you stay where you are or whether you change your life for the better. The bad news is that it's up to you, because nobody else can make those changes for you. Nobody else can do the work, and nobody else can make that change in their thinking, because they're not in your head. And so if anybody really wants to make changes in their life, then they can. But unless they really want it, it's not going to happen. If it's just something that you wish for, something that you think would be quite nice, something that you kind of fantasize about, it's not going to happen. It will happen at the point where basically you start wanting it enough, and you start having this burning desire and realise that you have the power. All you need to do is to change your thinking, and you change your thinking in the first instance by just making a decision that life is no longer going to be as it is now. And if you do that, then you can look forward to an absolutely amazing 2014. Now, obviously, the natural time of the year now to be thinking about making changes would be New Year's Day. I would urge anybody and everybody who's thinking like that to say to hell with that convention. Don't wait till the 1st of January. Do it today. Make that decision today. And whatever it is you need to do is that first step. Take that first step today. And if you do that, then by the time you get to the 1st of January, you will already be 2 or 3 weeks into the process. If you wait to the 1st of January, then the chances are it won't happen until next year. or the end of next year, and when Christmas and New Year starts coming up again. Yeah, I'm here to basically try and inspire you and motivate you in terms of just telling my story, sharing the story of others, basically enjoying the interaction with people on Facebook and beyond. I'm enjoying my running, I'm loving my running, I'm enjoying setting my goals, I'm going to love achieving those goals, and I hope that many more people can make the kind of change that I've made, and start feeling healthier, start feeling fitter, start having more energy and more zest for life, and really start enjoying and having the amazing life that they always dreamed that they had. And on that note, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and all the very best for 2014. If it's half as awesome as 2013 has been, then it's going to be absolutely brilliant. So I'll catch you again next year, and as I say, in the meantime, yeah, go look on the blog and go look on the YouTube and catch up with all the amazing content that you've missed so far. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, see you next year, bye.